format's a little different today, but I want to keep the introduction short. So I want to talk about a show that I watched earlier this year, which is All the Same or Not. So personally, I don't think that I'm the type of person who really likes to be negative or critical online. I feel like everyone can like different things, and that is totally okay. Some things that I may like, you may not. However, I will say that this type of harsh criticism can be valid and sometimes deserved. So I watched the entirety of the first season of this show, which is, like I've mentioned, All the Same or Not. I expected the show to get better over time, but as I kept watching each episode, I realized that it just didn't. So this is why I was shocked to see disneyplus promoting a new season of this show earlier this week. Really, the only part of the show that I liked was the relationship between Beth and Carlos, who are essentially the parental figures of this show. And this is probably because they reminded me of a different parental pair that I love. And that pair is Bex and Bowie from Andi Mack. Although the side characters presented some, interesting plot lines, I felt as though those storylines were dragged out a little too far and became too removed from the actual show. Now, I want to discuss the title of this video a little more. Life with Derek and All the Same or Not both portray blended family dynamics. However, the tone and characters are very different between these shows. Life with Derek was clearly a comedy, whereas All the Same or Not is more dramatic. Life with Derek takes place in Canada, but All the Same or Not takes place in Brazil. I personally watched the show in Portuguese with English subtitles. Because these are two very different places of the world, I understand that cultural differences are also at play. To talk a little bit more about the characters, I feel as though Derek was, hard to like at times, but he was still charming, admittedly in an annoying way. Carol, on the other hand, comes off as just whiny and bratty. For most of the show, honestly, I couldn't stand her, and I can understand resisting change. She's a 16-year-old girl. It makes sense. But I don't understand being inconsiderate of others, especially her mother. Considering that she is an older teenager, it just comes off as selfish. More specifically, I want to discuss the dynamics between the protagonists, or the main characters. I would like to acknowledge my bias. I'm personally not a fan of enemies to lovers. In the Life with Derek fandom, many fans like to ship Derek and Casey romantically. However, this romantic pairing is not canon. Something that is canon is this. Pause here, this is a major spoiler warning for anyone who wants to watch All the Same or Not. So that screenshot is Carol and Tomas kissing. On the day their parents get married. Yes, they're step-siblings. I think it's one thing for a fandom to explore character dynamics and just have fun. Fandom is a place to do so. However, I don't really know how I feel about a romance between step-siblings being canon in a Disney show, especially one geared towards children. Obviously, I haven't seen the second season because it just came out, so I don't really know how all of this plays out. I'm not sure I will be continuing the show, at least not in this moment. regardless, I do feel that there wasn't really any chemistry between the two characters. They really just hated each other, and that was more on Carol hating Tomas. In the last episode, episode 10, they put so much effort into saving their family and saving their parents' marriage. I really thought that they were finally starting to accept each other as siblings and like building a familial bond. I was really genuinely blindsided by the kiss. I didn't expect it. Have you seen the show? If you have, what are your thoughts? Comment them down below. I'd love to hear them. I personally didn't think that this show would get renewed for another season. Thank you for watching.